Hey guys, John TRD Trader here, coming back at you with another week of potential put plays. These are the plays for 8/16, 8/20. As you know, I try to get 1 to 2% return a week. If you keep your money in a savings account, you're lucky to get 0.5% a year. So getting 1 to 2% a week is pretty good for money that you're just saving on the side. That annualizes to 100%, to 52 to 100% return without figuring in the compounding effect. So I feel that's pretty good. But before we go into this week's plays that I'm calling, let's look at last week's plays that I did call. You'll remember if you check out my last video from last week, I called various plays on ASO, SWI, Blink, Fubo, Jivo, Halliburton, Marathon, MVAS, Riot, 6, Tupperware, Viacom, Workhorse. You know, one caveat to all this, I'm looking at, what is this? This is like 13, 12, 11 different stocks. I don't always call the floor right, so from time to time we will get exercised if you follow these plays. But not to fret, I try to be conservative so that if you do get called on, you can still exit the position with some profit. Let's look at two of those examples right now. If you had followed any of these plays, you would have noticed that I got exercised on MVIS and Viacom. I called a strike price of $14.50, and you would have got a premium if you had followed my play. At the time, I called it at 50 cents, so your basis was $14. So even though you got exercised, you can turn around and sell the stock right now for $14.12. $14.12, so you can sell it for 12 cents profit, which figures out to 12 cents divided by 14.50 is a 1% return. That's 1% per week. Well, not 1%, 0.8%, but let's round up to 1%. So 0.8% per week, which is not bad, because if you're lucky, you get that in an entire year in a savings account, but you got that in 1 week here. And that's only for 10 minutes, right? 5 minutes to set the put play, and then 5 minutes to sell the stock when it gets exercised. You only look at your account twice a week, once on last Sunday and once on this Sunday. So, you know, I figure 1% return for 10 minutes worth of work is pretty good. Viacom, I called a play of 40.50, and you would have got a premium of 35 cents. It would have been exercised because the stock price is 40.15. You can't immediately sell it without a loss. So what I would turn around and do here is sell puts for $41 until Viacom comes back up. Consensus among professionals is that the stock should be about $39.50. If we go to analysts say Viacom should be $39.20. The average is $51, and most people think it should be above $51. So you should expect this to come back up in the coming weeks. It might have gone down due to inflation fears, but I believe it'll come back up. And you can turn around and sell calls for 18 cents, which is a 0.5% return. And now that's 18 divided by your original 40.50, not divided by your 41. So you're getting 0.5% a week just selling calls on Viacom. This is what you'd be lucky to get all year in a savings account. And for 5 minutes a week, you can get this every week, which turns out this, if we take 0.5%, multiply it by 52 weeks, you're getting like 30% return in a year. So that's pretty good. So even worst case scenario, if you don't immediately need your money, if you just need it in a savings account, if you can do these options, you're pretty good even when they get exercised. Now let's look at the ones that didn't get exercised, which is best case scenario. So here's the ones that expired out of the money. We had ASO at, it doesn't matter, ASO, SWBI, Blink, Fubo, Jivo, Halliburton, Marathon, MVIS, Riot, 6, Tupperware, Warehouse. So you see only 2 of the plays I called got exercised, whereas 13 of the plays that I called didn't get exercised. So you can see the vast majority favors that I can call these fairly accurately. You see that if you chose any of these, you would have gotten anywhere from a 0.5% return, and this was the most conservative with Halliburton, all the way up to a 5.5% return with Fubo. So, you know, in 1 week, you're doing better than the stock market does half the year. The stock market in S&P 500 traditionally does 8 to 12%, and here I'm getting 5% return options in 1 week. So you can see where, my goal of getting 1 to 2% is pretty realistic when you average some of these together. So if you average these together, we're getting 1.5% return. So these options were pretty good. This is a pretty good week. The market as a whole went up, outside of a couple of outliers. Now let's look at the plays I'm calling for next week. So last week was 8.9 to 8.13. Let's look at, let me clear this filter. Let's look at the coming week. Let's look at this upcoming week. So this week, 8.16 to 8.20. Here are the options I am looking at. And I've added one that wasn't here before, and I think this should be exciting. So we have some of the usual suspects: ASO, SWI, Blink, Fubo, Jivo, Halliburton, Marathon, MVIS, Riot, Six, Tupperware, Viacom, Hood, that's the new one, and Workhorse. Some of these have, rate of returns from 0.5% for SWBI all the way up to over 3.5% for Riot, and almost 3% for Hood. These have projected probability of success ranging from, there's a 69 here, 69% for Viacom, all the way up to 92% for Fubo and 92% for Six Flags. Now this projected rate of I forget what it's called, chance of success. This projected chance of success, this is a rate that I don't determine. I enter it into a third-party site, and it returns the rates for me. So let's take an example here, optionsprofitcalculator.com, the probability of profits, that's what it's called. This calculated based on your strike price and your premium. It calculated, 71.6% chance of return. You can see that right here. And you'll see ASO 71.6. So these are not numbers I make up out of thin air. These are actual things I go on to a third-party website to kind of sanity check the options I'm looking at. All these usual suspects. The one I'm excited about, Hood, Robinhood. We all know Robinhood. My personal opinion of Robinhood, the average person on Robinhood is a gambler. They don't know what they're doing or why they're doing. They just know probably some guy on YouTube told them this is good, or someone on social media told them that is good, and they invest through Robinhood. Robinhood is a very user-friendly app, which makes it very easy for people, the average person who doesn't know much, to gamble with their money. Robinhood makes a shit ton of money through their options, and so for that reason, I really like Robinhood, just because they are really profitable. I chose somewhat more conservative put at 46. They're currently at somewhere like 51 or 50. So I feel that 50 is probably a solid floor that it's going to stay above, but I don't know that for sure because the stock's only been out for 2 or 3 weeks or a month or so. So I want to be a little more conservative with 46 here. I think you could probably get away with 50, but do that at your own risk. You will get a lot more return, like 5 or 6% return, but hey, do that at your own risk. But this is one of the options I really like. Guys, I hope you're watching, paying attention. I hope you're learning something. I hope that, if you're not in the market yet, you will really consider it, because there's no reason people should only be getting 1/4 to 0.5% of return a year on their money. If you feel you can be disciplined with your money and, be really conservative, I see why there's no reason you can't be making 1 to 2% return in the market. And that doesn't have to be selling puts. You can buy stock of companies you like and sell calls and get dividends. There are some companies, especially real estate companies, they give out a 4 to 6% dividend a year, and then on top of that, you can probably sell out of the money calls for another 10% return a year, and then the stock's going to mature at another 6 to 8% a year. So you can easily get close to 15 or 20% return just buying stock of companies you like. So guys, I hope you're getting in the market, or at the very least learning, so that you can position yourself to get in the market, because with all the quantitative easing, housing prices are going to go up, stock prices are going to go up, and the value of your money is going to decrease. So I hope you're going to put it in something that matures in value. With that, guys, I hope you like, subscribe, and have a great day.